All right, well, welcome back to outside of Close Enough Garage today. I know I haven't been putting out a lot of content. Once again, I'm a bitch about having too good of bikes. Just haven't had to do nothing to them. Now, coolant flushing is a part of regular maintenance. It's something you should do every 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. Depends how often you ride the bike. But your coolant should be flushed out. And that's what we're going to do today. This is my 2001 Shadow 750 Ace. Seems really straightforward to do. The internet gives a lot of conflicting info. Like, I checked it before I did this to make sure I don't look like an idiot. And you get stuff like Google will tell you, oh, you got to take off the gas tank and the side engine cover to access one bolt. And all kinds of other shit that just, it doesn't make any sense at all. Bugs on me. Yeah, another reason that we're actually outside today is because it's a beautiful day. It's low 90s out here. There's a slight breeze. It's sunny. Inside of the garage, it's 106 degrees and no breeze. And I don't feel like plugging in my fan and doing all that other crap. So we're going to get right into it. What you're going to end up needing: drain pan that you pulled out from behind your garage because you got 50 of them, paper towels, gloves if you do or don't want them. I don't really care, and it's just another thing I don't feel like doing. I'm not taking off all my gold and silver. So get you a funnel or something, because the drain bolt's a little bit behind the lower frame rail here. So you're going to want something that you can just jam up under there and into your drain bowl to be able to catch all the coolant that comes out, so you're not polluting the earth with it. One point I'm going to make right now: every single city out there has some kind of a recycling center for hazardous waste. Take your used coolant there, or get a hold of your local parts store, mechanic shop, see if any of them will take it in. Don't just dump this shit into the ground. Do not leave it out where animals can get it. Be a halfway decent person. Just because you're a biker doesn't mean you got to be a dick, right? So we got that. We got a 10mm bolt for the drain. Then I've got some stuff that most of y'all aren't going to need. So you see my overflow bottle here, and the reason I'm actually changing my coolant is because I want to go with red instead of yellow, just to match the top colors of the bike a little bit more, because I'm that bored with my equipment. But I'm going to use this as a teaching experience for all of you out there. So this is sealed, and I never considered that when I built it. So what I've got instead is I got a large fluid syringe. Comes with a hose for it. And I actually have an RC car body reamer, or you can just use a drill and drill bit or something else if you're ever in this situation with a sealed plastic overflow bottle. Do it better than me. Come on. So what I'm going to end up doing, though, is I'm going to take this body reamer once we get all the coolant out of the engine itself, and I'm going to just pretty much poke a hole right about here, and we're going to put the fluid syringe in and draw out the coolant from the overflow. I'm going to back flush it with water, just some bottled water. You don't even need to do that. We'll get into that in a minute. Then I'm going to take the syringe and the hose, stick it in there, suck all the old shit out, flush it, suck that out, keep doing that until the water's clean and I get, almost all of the water back out. And then I'll just refill it with the red coolant or the new coolant, whatever you're going with, and call it a day. Most of y'all are only going to have to drain from here, and then we're going to open up the coolant reservoir valve, or coolant reservoir cap on the top for the radiator. He's out on a scooter today. Because it's kind of almost like plugging a straw with one finger and pulling fluid out of a cup. If you don't take that cap off, it's not all going to drain out right. And then while we've got that cap open, I'm going to grab my garden hose and start flushing water through it, and we're going to completely pull all the coolant out of the system and then drain as much of the water as we can as well. Now, you're going to get a lot of people out there saying, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't use groundwater. You don't use your tap water, additives this and chemicals that and all that other shit. But we're not actually leaving it in this system. And the reason why is, even if you use distilled water, it's missing a lot of the properties that actual coolant has. Coolant will transfer heat about the same, maybe a little bit better, but it's got a much lower freezing point, so you're not cracking a block in the wintertime. And it also has corrosion inhibitors and stuff to keep your seals conditioned and all that water just does not have. So yeah, you can use water, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not as beneficial as using the right stuff. So we got all the right stuff here. We're going to go ahead and do it with the right stuff. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring y'all in and show you where that drain bolt is. Then I'm going to put you back over there and we'll go ahead and start draining the coolant out of this. Alright, now we're down at the side of this beautiful bike here, and on these 750s, this era, you're going to be looking for where your lower radiator hose comes in. And that's going to be your water pump housing. And what you're looking for is that bolt right there in the middle of the screen. Shit, can't reach it. Maybe we can point with a wrench. Right above the wrench there. It's a 10mm bolt. That's going to be your coolant drain. So you're going to go ahead and crack that open, take it off, and try to catch as much of that coolant as you can in your drain pan. So we're going to go ahead and get to doing that. So sometimes the best intentions can have the worst consequences, and by that I mean, well, we missed the pan with about half of it. So I'm going to keep cleaning this out, and we're going to get some kitty litter out here, soak up as much as we can, and then I've got some driveway cleaner. I'll go ahead and use that on it too. Not a big deal. Here's your coolant cap area. Take your garden hose. Now you don't want to slam it in there. Just a little bit of pressure. Keep filling it. Keep letting it drain out the other side. And once we get this filled up and the water starts coming out clear over here, which it mostly is now, we will actually go ahead then and I'm gonna rock the bike around, get some more of it moved through those channels, maybe use some real low pressure air and just kind of block it with my hand a bit and put the air hose there, just kind of push some more of it out if we can. And it's just getting all the old coolant out of the bike and part of it on my driveway. So I'll be back. Okay, so now if you get your hands on one of these body reamers, I use it for an unreasonable amount of things in this garage. The brand is RC1. It's actually used for making mounting holes in radio control bodies, car bodies. But it works great for plastic and all that shit. You basically just poke it in, start twisting it, and it'll give you whatever size hole you need. So I've got one right here. I've got the hose in all the way to the bottom. Now we're going to test out this syringe and see if this method actually works. It should. And we're drawing fluid. And guys, I am sweating my ass off out here, and I'll tell you what, I love it. It's the best time of year here. Yeah, it's actually working really well. Cool. Very hard to pull. We're trying to draw all this fluid through a very small hose too. And that's fine, because I didn't want to have to put a big old hole in this and put a giant bolt in. I think it should still be a small enough hole that when I'm done, I'm just going to put some Honda Bond around the head of a self-tapper, run that into that hole, and just kind of seal it off that way, and then it's there for the next time I need to use it. So we're going to keep drawing the fluid out. And then what I'm going to do with this is, once I get this done and I get all the fluid out of this thing, I'm going to take this plain old bottled water right here. I'm going to rinse the syringe out with it. I'm going to fill the syringe with it, shoot it in there, and just kind of dilute and get out the rest of the little bit of coolant that's going to remain. There should just be a very tiny bit from using this big syringe here. So once I get this all done, we will be back. All right, well, rather than having you guys sit here and watch me forever messing with this coolant stuff, I went ahead and got it all flushed through the bottle, and then I took a water bottle full and I flushed it through the cooling system itself. And the reason for that is just to get the last little bit of water and the old coolant out and put enough through it to get the new stuff to run through nice and red. Now, if I can get it off of here, just like changing your oil, there's a copper washer here. Those crush, they form to the bolt into the mating surface, and they're really good, but I don't like reusing those. So I went out, it was like 15 bucks a long time ago. I got a set of new copper washers. So I'll just get into this here. I'll open it up and I will find the size that will fit. Will at least cover around the bolt head. This one looks like it should be pretty close. I haven't even used this size yet, so we'll pull one out. We'll see. There's the old one there. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this drain plug back in, tighten it down, and then we will get to refilling the cooling system itself instead of just the reservoir. All right, so what we're doing now, we got the coolant drain plug back in with the new copper crush washer. I still have to put a bolt or a self tapper or something in the coolant overflow. I'm gonna put an O-ring around that just to kind of help fluid seal it. I'm not gonna mess around with Honda Bond and waiting and doing all that. I got other stuff to do with this bike today. So what we've done now, come over here. Very, very slowly, I used a water bottle and a funnel. I funneled it, the coolant into the water bottle just so it's easier to handle and be precise with. And kept refilling it until the coolant was up to the coolant filler neck here. So the next step is going to be that a lot of times when you do this, you can introduce air pockets into the cooling system. And if you seal those in by putting the cap on, you're going to create a condition where the bike can start overheating real easily. It's not really a huge deal with these shadows because they barely need the cooling system anyway, but it is something we're going to take care of and prevent because we're already here, so why not do it? So the way we're going to do that is I'm going to just go ahead and start the bike, and I'm going to let it run until it gets good and warm and let it naturally burp any and all air out of the filling neck there after I get off of my jack here. So we'll start the bike up. Hopefully, a ground issue is with the starter is another thing I'm chasing down today. So we'll go ahead and let this run, let it get up to temps, and let that water pump go ahead. It's already pulled down some of the fluid now, so I'm going to start refilling that as we go. It's quick, and we're going to keep going with it. Well, danger, never open when hot. That's very important. Do not open one of these when your engine's hot. Give it time to cool. So, I've gone ahead, I ended up topping it back off 4 times, I believe it was. Yeah, 4 times. And it got the engine up to temp until the fan started running. Now that's on nice and tight. So we should be good. There should be no more air pockets in here. I'm gonna go ahead and let the bike down with the air ride up and get it back off of this coolant puddle. Good way to clean any kind of coolant, oil, transmission fluid, any of that shit off your driveway is basic, plain, unscented kitty litter. It's cheap. Go ahead, sprinkle it on, leave it 10 minutes, let it soak it up, sweep that all up, put it into your trash can. And then I've got an extra step above that. I have a CLR driveway cleaner. I picked up for about 20 bucks a gallon. It has been amazing. I had my young kid out here helping me change the transmission fluid on the car. I was teaching her how to do that. We went to dump the old fluid into a jug to take it up to AutoZone, and a little bit got on her hand. She kind of freaked out and just dropped the whole thing, spilled transmission fluid all over the driveway. Picked that stuff up, had it cleaned up within 20 minutes. It looked, well, as brand new as this driveway can look. So we're gonna go ahead and get all that done. I'm gonna back the bike off that puddle so I'm not lowering it and parking it in the puddle. And we'll get everything cleaned up. I'm gonna do some other things on this. And I don't know, maybe film a short for it, film a reel, whatever you kids call it these days, you know. And I'm going for a ride, dude. It's beautiful out here. Why wouldn't I? So, y'all have a great day. Thank you very much for checking in again. Thank you very much for listening and watching one of my whole boring videos yet again. I really appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to go ahead and like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends. You know, hopefully we've been able to help somebody else today. Y'all have a great day and be safe. Thank you.